My name's Art. I'm just going to show you the greenhouse that I made for my wife. She's a real gardener, but the long months in the winter, the cold months, were getting her down, and so I got her this so that she could get a few things done in some of the colder months. This is a 12 by 16 greenhouse I made out of hoops of PVC plastic. Over the top of this, originally it was a drop cloth just from Lowe's, but of course that only lasts about 8 months to a year. So this year we went ahead and got the professional grade from Farm Tech, about 6 mil plastic, semi-translucent with UV protection on it. You'll notice that down here I have a sort of a stop in which the ends of the plastic are mounted. The reason why you notice that this bar is here is if you just try to put in screws by themselves, eventually it starts ripping. The wind rips the plastic and it ends up a mess. So it's always a good idea to have something along here that would compress it along its entire length and prevent sort of act as a rip. Here you can see a little bit more of what the construction is. All it is 2x4s and plywood. The plywood isn't painted yet, so I'm just waiting for it to get a little bit drier before I paint the lower portion of it. The plywood has to be painted. We discovered that kind of the hard way. Plywood, even even some of the treated stuff, will warp slightly, and a greenhouse really has to be sealed well in order to keep the heat in. So what was happening was gaps were opening up throughout and ruining its RF value. So, this is the actual door that I made. I constructed just with some hardware that was left over for something else, and a few slide locks that can secure it in place. Those are important because you want a tight seal to seal in the heat. So you need to have some sort of thing to give it a little bit of compression. All right, so inside here you can see the construction a little bit easier. I haven't painted the inside. A new addition this year is these boards here, which allow the insulation that's on the side of the doors. You'll notice that I've added insulation here on the side of the doors. That it gives it something to actually compress up against and form a better seal. We were losing a lot of heat through the top of the door and around the door up until just recently. Okay, so I just put a magic mesh in here. This is really critical during the summer months. The reason why that it is because the mosquitoes and that sort of get inside. A lot of the June bugs and that get inside. Also hummingbirds. We had a real problem last year with a hummingbird that got in there and had to try to rescue it. So
we succeeded.
We succeeded in rescuing the hummingbird, yes. He was very angry with us, though. All right, so what we have here is just a bunch of hooks that we've put into the construction of the greenhouse, and actually it's sort of a transom that we hang things from. The hooks are very useful items, well, partially just because of coats, but also because we can put other instruments that we're using in the gardening on them.